Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Live with Brinkofspeed and Octane Hour. We are all three back tonight.
We are back, yes.
Yeah.
I missed last week. Is this our first time back since the invasion?
Yeah.
Right? We couldn't have given you more praises last week about all the driving you did.
Yeah.
And
Yes, I watched. Yes, I watched.
you
Yes.
probably haven't touched the car since you've been back.
Oh no, not
Wait,
at all.
why didn't you drive
It's up
it
on
today?
jack stands. It's up on jack stands.
Because he's got mileage issues.
Oh, mileage issues.
Oh, my
I put on
like
500
three or four years
miles
worth of
on that
miles
thing.
in one day.
That was that was
crazy talk.
I don't know why I didn't do that before. I have to admit, I'll drive it more. But no, today I had a few errands to do with the other car, pick stuff up, that kind of thing. But no, it was.
How much would it cost to get you to drive it to Carlisle this year?
Did you hear us talking about that?
I'd be driving it one time. Yes, I heard you say that. I said,
Okay.
we're going to get Mark to drive it to Carlisle. No, I drive it to Carlisle and drop it off and fly back because I'm not driving 18 hours. No. First of all, I can't drive that long anymore.
Well, you can do one.
well, you don't
straight,
do it all
break
in one
it up.
straight
Yeah,
shot.
no, there's no reason to. That's the transportation thing. No, I would not drive that. No.
All right.
How about
There's,
you?
there's lots of Denny's on the way. You get your
There's
senior
lots
discount.
of Denny's. Great. Yes. I have the pictures in my mind of when Rick Conti was driving to the museum, right? And he went over that curb. Remember? He went over that curb. I'm like, oh, God. So,
Well, that's not you. That's him.
He's a better driver than me. I might just end up doing that. But, no, this is our first time back from the invasion together, and it was a great time. We had a really good time.
Tonight we're going to talk about whether the new 1,064 horsepower ZR1 is the last C8 variant or if there will be more variants coming out. Thought it was a good subject. We actually have a lot to discuss tonight. So we have a lot of people on already. We've got the usuals.
What's John saying? He was pulling the trailer also, Mark. Suck it up. Come on, Mark. Drive it. And Professor Corvette says, put it on jack stands, put it in reverse, and that'll take the mileage off.
Yeah, there
Right,
we go. Like
yes.
on Ferris
Ferris
Bueller's.
Bueller's, yeah.
Yep.
And Kerry's looking for ZR1 allocation. Already, we're talking zero. Yeah.
We've got C. Garner Speed 252 on. We've got
Oh, happy
Corvette.
birthday, Clarence. It's Clarence's
Yeah, happy
birthday.
birthday. Say it.
Clarence.
Happy birthday to Clarence, everybody.
Happy birthday, Clarence. Yeah.
Larry Anthony's on. We got Randy Zussman's on. I mean, all the usuals are, but these are people that usually
This is look how
Corvette bloggers on.
Yeah. Glass City car. Mark, I
Yep.
drove from Pittsburgh
Joey
to
B.
Destin, Florida last week. Oh my
Doug
gosh.
Hooks,
How many
Joey
miles
B.
was
We'll be
that?
seeing him soon, hopefully in
Lance
Carlisle.
Smith. Yep.
God, we've got hundreds of people
Mark
on here already. This is
T,
fantastic.
Professor Corvette. All these people. Emil, Caleb, Randall Swanson.
Where's Zippity? Is he
You
on
guys
yet?
are all on. Nope, I don't see him on yet.
He'll be on soon. Yep. How about Davy Jones? You on, Davy? He said he'd be
I
on.
thought I saw him on there already.
friend
Yeah,
Rob
he's
Z.
on.
My-
He was asking me about my E-Ray.
Yeah.
So, guys, I love the E-Ray. I'm about to do a mileage update on it and tell you all about it.
Yeah.
But I think this guy went for a
Yeah.
ride in it this week.
My first time driving in an E-Ray was today, and I'm scared. So that was quite an acceleration. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It
amazing.
feels like it feels like the regular Stingray until you decide and he punches it, and it's like, holy crap. That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's. So, speaking of that, Joey B., how much fun have you had in your E-Ray?
Yeah.
Or have you even driven it much? Where's Poopy? Carrie
Where's
Block. Hey, Carrie
Poopy?
Block is on. Nice.
Poopy. Yep. Elijah.
Love it.
TJ. The master horticulturist. Who is that? The master horticulturist.
By the way, did you see that Adam was at the reveal?
Yes, he was. Adam Boca from the NCM.
No. He was at Bowling Green. They did their own there.
You sure?
100%.
Okay.
Oh, because that picture behind him was all the
No,
plant people.
Bowling Green did it the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which
I
actually, honestly, looked at Bowling Green was the one to be at, to be
Yeah, because
honest.
they had all the production workers behind it.
Yeah, and they had the engine right there.
They had the engine, yeah.
But I think that was just for like internal
Okay.
people.
Just seems strange how they released that ZR1. It just like...
It was interesting.
Was it coordinated or was it planned
What are
poorly
you, Alex
coordinated?
Jones over there?
Real quick before we get into that.
Okay, before we
We're
get into
brought to you by NCM. Speaking of
Adam,
Insurance,
yes.
Have you seen their new website?
No, I haven't.
It's amazing.
They
Just
changed
watch
it?
the pictures change.
Okay, let's see.
So, guys, if you have a Corvette and it's insured with Allstate or State Farm or Farmers or any of those,
Dump them.
you got to check out NCM Insurance. As long as you have a second car that is your daily driver, you have a garage to put your Corvette or whatever your collectible car is in, and you're willing to drive that collectible car 6,000 miles or less every year, then you got to check out NCM Insurance. Click the Get a Quote, which is right here. Fill out the information. Make sure you put BOS 2024 in there so they know that you guys came from us. And what will happen is they'll shoot you an email, ask you a few more questions. You'll answer those, and then they'll give you a call, and they'll let you know what your parameters are and what your price is.
And then you will thank us.
Yeah, most likely. 99% of the world will thank us.
Yeah.
Thank us.
Yep.
1%.
Just
It's
like
not
anything
for it.
else. Just like anything else. Any other kind of insurance, you got to have the right stuff. So, but yeah, Keith goes on here. He goes, "Yeah, it was the worst reveal ever." We'll talk about that, Keith. Yep. And Keith's saying that is
Oh, yeah,
big
I
because
understand.
Keith's
Yeah.
the man.
I understand. Yeah, it was very disappointing to everybody that was there.
Keith, were you there? Was Keith
No,
there?
I'm saying at our party.
Yeah.
We thought, I think you thought the same thing, that it would at least be a long video like the Z06 reveal. That was like 40 minutes long, I think.
Yeah, I mean that's why we had a party at my house and it turned into not much of a party. But I mean, we had people over, but we were excited to have it be a thing and get everyone's first reactions.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah, I thought we were going to sit there and watch something for a long time.
right,
And get all
that
this
was the plan,
information.
right? To watch it and pass the mic and
Yeah.
win that 1,063 horsepower. Was it 63?
Four.
Yeah. Because that would have been a wow factor. Everyone's jaws would have dropped. There would have been probably screaming, yelling, chest bumping.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a little disappointing in that way. But then they did come out with the 24-minute video the next day or the day after that. And that was pretty decent. It wasn't great. But it was pretty cool that they took them around the track. That's why they had it at that track.
I mean, when you look at just the Miami itself, it was pretty choreographed, and they had their cars racing behind it. Then it pulls up.
Yeah.
But what was the selection criteria to be down there? I mean, it just seemed like there were some.
Neighbor Mark should have been there for sure.
Why wasn't I invited?
heck?
Yeah, that I would have driven to. No, it's just strange the people that were there, and then the next day it looked like it was the plant reveal, and then they had the Milford grounds testing, which apparently happened before, before, as opposed to when the C8 was revealed in July of 2019. It was nobody saw nothing until that day. It was not anywhere.
Corvette blogger says worst reveal ever.
Yeah, that's what Keith said. Worst reveal ever. So,
but Keith, how do you compare it to the E-Ray reveal? Because that was pretty blah too.
But the E-Ray, I think everyone kind of knew what it was going to be.
Not really. Most people thought it was a fully electric car. They should have done, in my opinion, they should have done both the same. They should have done the Z06 reveal the way that, they should have done the Z06 reveal better than they did. But if they were only going to do that, they should have at least done that for the E-Ray. But then the ZR1, in my opinion, should have been just as good as the Stingray. Because the Stingray was huge for the fact that it was the first time Corvette had ever done a mid-engine car. They should have done something huge for the first ever crazy 1,000 twin-turbo horsepower car that has all this downforce, does 215 plus, quarter mile in under 10 seconds. And what's really crazy about that quarter mile is Taz is sitting there talking about it, and he's like, if you look at the C7 ZR1, it was going like 131 in the quarter mile. This new ZR1 is going 150 plus. It's 20 miles an hour faster than the old ZR1 in the quarter mile.
Just why wouldn't they have had a more coordinated launch event where it was big? I mean, they could have invited anybody. It would have been a huge event, and it would have been, I think, more PR as opposed to the way it was now. It was kind of secret. It was kind of quiet.
Yeah, it was very secret.
Hey, did you hear about it? I mean, Keith's saying, Keith, I don't know how much you knew about it being in Miami and who was invited, and how'd you get the invitation? I didn't see Amelia there.
But look at the after effects, though.
And
it blew up. So
It did blow.
that's another good point. Keith
What?
says E-Ray reveal wasn't the last Corvette engineered under Taj. They did all that production in Miami. Why not show it live on YouTube? Exactly. Agreed.
They did all that
100%.
production.
Sean Jones, Taj did mention
That wasn't live on
Dash.
YouTube when they did that. That was just a video of it afterwards. It was live at 6:30, wasn't it? Like when the cars drove up and Taj was talking.
Yeah.
That was live on
live.
YouTube, wasn't it?
No.
No. That was not live.
No.
They didn't release that till day or 2 days after,
So they had that reveal at the track and all that,
and just left it not live. Yes.
and recorded it and told everybody to be
Correct.
quiet
Correct.
until the next day when
Yeah.
they released it.
But
I don't-
they released the short 3-minute video on the
Right.
Chevrolet site, which
Right.
everyone was trying to. It took us a couple minutes to get it to load.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
of course
so-
everyone else's videos went live at 7:30. Savage Geese
So
and
I understand, Sean, that Taz said it would be the reveal, and that's fine. But they still revealed the car. I mean, they didn't give us a lot of information on the Z06 either when they revealed it, and they still did something way bigger than this one. I don't know. I just think it was.
It could have just
Pretty
been
lame,
more fun and more exciting, and yeah, just the invite list. It was like a wedding you didn't get invited to. You didn't even get an invitation sent. I couldn't RSVP.
well, I'm not sending a
nothing.
gift then.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not sending a gift, and that's right.
All right.
But like they needed to have a big thing. I mean, they know they'll sell every single one they make, right? So
Yeah, true. All right, let's get on to, let's see, the last two videos that I did. If you guys haven't seen them, I drove a Superformance 1965 GT40, which was crazy. It was the most intimidating car I ever driven. Number one,
you're sitting in
because...
the middle, right?
No.
And the GT40s don't have the seat in the middle.
Not this one.
Okay.
No, I think they are all two-seaters. But it was very interesting to drive it because the gas pedal was harder to push down than the clutch.
Wow.
That was it, really.
I'm not even kidding. It was the weirdest gas pedal I've ever felt. So,
And this was obviously not an actual GT40, but it's a, I don't want to say kit car, but
it's not really a kit car. It's a full production.
It's an authorized.
tribute hero
No,
kind
it's
of
basically it's a Shelby car. I mean, it's the same car.
Yeah.
It's just not a real time.
It's not
era,
made by Ford.
and it's not
Yeah.
time era correct
Right,
Shelby.
okay.
Right. But it also had 100 more horsepower than the normal GT40 because Roush built the engine and
yeah.
built it up with 100 more horsepower.
Yeah.
So it was very intimidating because of that, but it was also intimidating because it had no traction control, no stability control. It was 2,300 pounds and it had 550 horsepower.
And no power steering brakes.
No power steering. The brakes were hard to push to.
Oh wow, a real race car.
Yeah, it was a real race car. Now, if I was on a racetrack and I could get used to it, that'd be one thing. But here's the thing. Even Dan, being a very good driver, I've raced with him on a racetrack.
Thanks, Steve.
He said that it took him 1,000 miles to get comfortable enough to actually kind of get on it pretty good. And now he's put 3,000 miles on it, and he's super comfortable enough to do what he did with me in the car, which was a little bit frightening, just because you know that if any control is lost, you're probably done
You're done.
at those speeds.
If you remember my friend Steve that I met at Carlisle last year, my childhood friend who happened to meet up with me because of
Yeah,
the show,
yep.
his dad, and I have a picture of it because I visited his dad a couple of times, 2008 it was, and his dad said, "You want to see a car?" And he opens the garage door, and it's one of those GT40s. And he backs it out. I don't know why I didn't ask to drive this damn car, Steve. So, Steve, I'm so stupid. Why didn't I say, hey, I'm sure he would have let me drive this thing. And it was scary because, and he says it's two-seater, so I
Yeah,
had
it's a
two seats.
two-seater.
But you get in it, and literally, the clamshell opens up, and it's part of the roof.
Yeah, it's
and
part
you
of the
close
roof,
the door,
yeah.
and there's not really a window. So you can feel a little claustrophobic in there. I don't know why, Steve, I didn't drive that car.
The
Anyway.
footwell where you put your feet is narrow.
Yeah.
So my feet were like this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's and
You think they could have made it a little bit more comfortable if they're reproducing it, right?
You would
They
think.
didn't know, but it's the same specs. They didn't want to change it.
I'm telling you one thing right now. If I owned that car, I would take it to a mechanic that knew what they were doing and say, fix the pedals. Because these pedals are not working for me. I don't want to have to press as hard as I can with my right foot to go fast.
And
That
we
just
have a
doesn't
trivia
work.
question come in. Why is the 40 in the GT40? I used to know the answer to this, and now I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I think it was 40 feet from the starting line or so. I don't remember. Something about the 40. What was the 40? Go ahead, Professor Corvette. But anyway, it's
All right.
40 inches tall.
So let's.
There you go.
Oh yeah, that's right.
40
he
inches
said
tall.
that in the video. It's only 40 inches tall. All right, so guys, this isn't super exciting, but it is kind of fun to play with. The 2025 ZR1 configurator is up.
It's actually up. You can configure a ZR1.
I'll show you.
The good thing is you can play around with the new colors.
That's correct. So if you click on that, by the way, all this is linked in the description below.
Although, did you notice the habanero interior? They're calling it something different.
Yeah, I did notice that.
Hover over it. It's like, what is the name on it?
It's called,
It's right to the right.
it's right here. Argon. Jet Black and Argon. Yeah. who
Argon.
knows? But it
Maybe
is-
there was a
Keith from
trademark.
Corvette blogger. What do you
maybe.
think?
Issue with
Argon,
habanero.
or is it?
Yeah, that's a good thought.
Is it Argon or is it what was the
Habanero.
So-
habanero?
So you guys can go through the colors here. You can also pick convertible or coupe. You can also pick view in 3D, which is kind of cool. I mean, it's the same as the other one, where if you pick that, you can spin the car around, and
it is clunky though, so you're having issues.
it is clunky.
I kind of gave up on it, to be honest.
It's good to at
I have
least-
really good internet, so
What did you guys
it worked
think
pretty
about? I'm
decent.
surprised you two didn't mention it, but one of the cars in Miami was that Hysteria.
that's it right there.
Yeah,
That's
and
there.
what did you think about that color? Not on the website because the website's
So-
terrible, but when you saw it driving around, it really looks.
I
very
like
blue.
it.
Yeah.
I like it, but I can't wait to see it in person.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say the same thing because
wait.
we saw that model and we put it out in the sun.
Yeah.
It does look very purple at times. And it does look very blue at times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
depending on the lighting. But I think overall, I like it.
So you guys can pick an arrow on here as well. So if any of you guys had questions whether you could get the ZTK on a convertible, you absolutely can.
Well, in one of the cars they had that white
Yeah, they
with
have
the
one. Yep,
yeah.
correct. The white with the really cool stripe. Yeah,
Yeah.
you are correct. Yep. So anyway, it's not the full-fledged configurator, but it's kind of nice that you can get on there and do this anyway. So I wanted to show
Which
you
question
that.
for Mark? What do you think about the center part to the rear coupe? Love it, hate it, not sure yet.
So somebody's saying, Kerry, I think, is saying, it's going to create a blind spot.
No, but if you look at it, it's levered.
Who uses their mirror in a coupe? You got the rear view camera
So-
all the time, 100%. Who's using the mirror when you're driving a coupe?
But
You're
here's
using
the
the
thing.
camera, and the camera's not caring about that. So I like it. I love it. I
Okay,
like
but
it.
let me make a
nod.
point of that and
Yes.
see what you guys think.
Yes.
I've had multiple comments starting in 2020 that it hurt people's eyes to look at the
Well, I
rear
told you
view.
that. It took me a long time. Well, now because I drive mine with the top down so often where I'm using the regular mirror.
Yeah.
But when I use the digital mirror, yeah, my eyes,
It's
that
a little,
adjust, it's,
It never hurt my eyes. It never did anything
but with that
to my
being
eyes.
said though,
But let me
you
just
get a little bit of vertigo
Let me get my
almost.
point through.
Okay.
So there's lots of
Shut up,
comments.
Mark. I think he just said no.
There's lots of comments
Yeah.
of people saying that they can't stand looking at it. They're not mad at the rear view camera mirror. They just can't use it. They have to use the normal mirror. So all the people like that want the split window are going to have to rethink getting a split window.
yeah, but
Yeah.
there's louvers in that thing. I bet you can see through it. Because if you think about it, the back, there's not much to see. I mean, it's such a small area anyways. I bet you see through those louvers. You don't even notice.
You
Look
probably
Maybe.
at
can
it.
see
They're
something.
made.
No, I know. It's
So-
like an Aventador.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
Because you know
but-
the convertible view with the mirror is very different than the coupe mirror, right?
No,
the
no.
coupe you see better with the mirror.
No,
Don't
it's
you?
the exact same.
Well,
What do
it's
you mean?
Not. You don't have the like in the coupe. You see a little bit. You don't have that,
Oh, I know what you're talking
right?
about.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
isn't the coupe rear view mirror use, not the camera, but the mirror use is. I actually isn't it a little bit better, clearer, more? You can see more because you don't have those nacelles.
I never even noticed that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think you are correct with that.
But still,
I'm not 100% sure that you're correct. I think you have more room or more
width,
wide
yeah,
view,
maybe
but
that's
not
true.
maybe more percentage, just straight back view.
Robert Surley says, took me one drive, got used to it.
Yeah, I've gotten used to it too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I hope most people
And if you
get
think
used
about
to
it, on the GM side specifically, a lot of the new trucks have it. All the Tahoes have it. So it's kind of like it's the new norm.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to make a prediction with that split window. I still think they're only going to make it 1 or 2 years.
1 year? Like the 63?
Yeah, I really think... I think they're going to have too many complaints, and they're just going to be like, all right, fine.
I don't think anyone's getting a 01's complaining.
I don't know.
You heard...
You never know.
We should bet.
You know why the split window was only 1 year for the 63, right?
Yeah, because there was, like, insurance problems.
Well, it's not so much that. I mean, what the problem
They were
was
saying
Zora hated it.
Yeah,
when they
there was
came
a
out
lot
with
of-
that, because he wasn't the exterior body guy. He was the mechanical guy. He was the engineer. When it came out, he was like, that's ridiculous. And, of course, GM wanted it because of... So, anyway, he bitched and bitched. He almost got fired over it because he bitched so much about it. Finally got them to take it off in the 64. But, yeah, there were vision problems and of course, I'll bet you can see out way better on a 63 split window than you can do a 01 split window.
Oh, absolutely.
So
yeah, there's just a little thin line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
For sure. Okay. So up next...
Bill Mitchell wanted that split window, and 1 year they took it out.
On the Mid-Engine Corvette forum, they compiled a really cool key attributes, engine, torque curve, and videos and data of the 01.
Just keeps going up and up.
It's pretty sweet. I mean, look how flat that torque curve is from 3,000 RPM to 7,000 RPM. And then even after that,
It doesn't drop much.
it doesn't drop much all the way up to 8.
What is
And
what's the torque line look on the E-Ray or on the LT2 engine?
It's about the same. It's very flat.
The torque is flat?
Yeah, it's flat.
What about the
And then
Z06?
I love the Z06 I think is flat as well.
Uh-huh.
I love that the peak horsepower barely goes down too. I mean, it's still at 1,048 or something like that at 8,000 RPM.
And that's another thing. I guess they lowered the RPM by 600, right? From the Z06.
Yep.
The Z06 RPM is 8,600.
8,600, yep.
And they cut out the 01 is only 8,000.
8,000, yeah. So guys, this is linked in the description. It's very, very great. There's a lot of like facts, but there's also predictions. So you guys should check these out. It's just a long, long list. And then the videos that they list are the videos they watched and thought were really good. So I like I said, it's all linked in the description. Check it out.
Very good.
Yeah, it's good stuff. All right. Now
Professor Corvette says, "What do you need to see out backwards anyway? Nothing's approaching."
Keith, we're on your site now. Limited Corvette assembly plant tours are available in August.
I'm in. But that's just for the. That's not for. Oh no, I'm not in because I'm not going to that.
No, it's not just for that. There's actually some plant tours going on the week of August 12th.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then there's plant tours going on from the 26th and 27th of August.
Wow.
So I just want to let you guys know, if you want to be a part of those plant tours, you probably should book right now because those are going to be booked like that. So check those out. And then didn't we make a prediction about Corvettes at Carlisle a few months ago? Guess what, guys? The ZR1 will be there.
Nice. Yes. All right.
So we have it here on CorvetteBlogger.com that we will all get to see the new 2025 ZR1 at Corvettes at Carlisle. So what I'm hoping is that it's the same as normal and that they have, 15, 20 ZR1s there. There's probably going to be 4 or 5 under the tent. And then all the engineers drive their ZR1s.
They swarm like a bee's nest. They come, they stay at the same hotel, and they all drive in early, and then they park in a spot far out. They don't park in like Corvette parking. They park out that far
way out
lot.
there. Yeah,
just like regular cars, and you don't know. And then everybody's looking for him. Keith's out there with his camera, and he's he's doing his stuff. So that's exciting to see that.
Yep.
If anybody knows what hotel they're staying at, let me know. We'll switch our reservations. We'll stay with them.
Oh, you're talking about the
engineers when they come in town.
Yeah, I'm out.
You're out? No? We'll see if we can find that hotel.
I don't chase fake celebrities.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, let's move on to another article that this one really blew my mind. Well, no, it didn't blow my mind. It actually, what they said in it blew my mind. That's how I should put it. Because it doesn't blow my mind that they dropped an LT7, an LT5 into a C8 Stingray.
Yeah, what was that all about? Was that for testing before they had their engine worked out?
Yeah.
They said throw this bad boy in there. And
It was a backup plan, plan B.
It was plan A at first. They were trying to see if they could get away with something like that for the ZR1. But they got it up to 850 horsepower, and one of the engineers said this is too slow.
Really?
Yeah.
So let's just start from scratch.
Yeah. So anyway, there's a video all about it. It's on Motor One, and it's here in the article. Go ahead and check that out. But yeah, it's pretty crazy that they started with something at 850 horsepower.
And
then,
said it was too slow.
when they went to the LT7, they actually tried, or they were thinking they were going to get it to 850, but it was already at like 850 when they did just a few things, and so they knew it was going to be very simple to get way higher than that, and then they did. Got way higher. 100 or 214 more horsepower than that.
On pump gas.
On pump gas, exactly.
Crazy.
So, yeah, that article's pretty fun to read. And
yes, Professor Corvette, they will drive them from Michigan. They'll drive these ZR1s in, and they'll be, just like last year they drove the Z06s in. Was it even 2 years ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
2 years ago, they drove the Z06s in, and we were all just crawling around the parking lots finding where these cars were. They're all different colors and different options, and Taj drove one, Josh drove one, some of these engineers that you don't even know, but they all drive it. So it should be a very big ZR1 show coming in Carlisle. And hopefully Taj will be there. I know his...
I think he will.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he will. All right, guys, we've got some more news coming up, but first of all, you guys know WheelCraft is also a sponsor of Brinkofspeed, and we're going to show you a couple of the wheels that they sent us to show you guys, but they have a chroming, PVD style of chroming that is better than most, any of the other places out there that just do the chrome plating, and they will chrome your OEM wheels, and now they will actually chrome your aftermarket wheels. So if, say, for example, you want to order some Forge Light wheels through the team over there at Forge Light,
with a D,
you'll get your discount for ordering the Forge Light wheels, and then they will actually ship the wheels unfinished to Ed over at WheelCraft. WheelCraft will finish them for you in whatever you want them finished in, and then Ed will ship you the final wheel. So you can do that, or you can do the OEM style, which is something that some of you know about, but I'm going to go over it real quick. If you're ordering a brand new Corvette and you want chrome or black chrome or any of their finishes, they have blue, they have red, they have all these different finishes. If you want one of those finishes on your OEM wheels, all you do is order from Ed at WheelCraft. He ships you OEM style wheels, whatever you're getting, E-Ray, Stingray, Z06. They're already chromed. When you get those, you take them to your dealership. Your dealership takes your OEM style wheels off, takes your tires off, puts them on the brand new
swaps
chrome.
them out.
And then Ed puts labels in the boxes. So you just put your OEM wheels back in the boxes, slap a label on there, ship them back to him for free, and you've got your brand new chrome WheelCraft wheels. And they're very inexpensive compared to going out and spending money on brand new wheels. They're about a third the price of most really nice, aftermarket wheels. So
Plus, these are the Corvette wheels. You can get your actual Corvette wheels,
right,
with that,
and they have the
PVD
full warranty,
finish,
and 5 years, chipping, cracking, all of that stuff. And actually, the last guy that I just met with, he had a problem with one of his wheels. It wasn't even an OEM wheel. He told Ed about it. Ed said, "Don't worry about it. Ship them back to me." They were a little bit too dark. And he said, "Ship them back to me." He fixed them, shipped them right back, no charge. And so the customer service over there is phenomenal. That video actually will be coming out probably tomorrow. You'll hear him tell that story, and it's pretty amazing, the customer service. So let me show you these wheels real quick.
And while you're doing that, he was at the Corvette Invasion, and we sat next to him, and it was great.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at this. I'm taking over the show, guys. I'm taking it over.
So this is the normal chrome.
What's this button do, Mike? What does this button do? Shut it off? I'll shut the show off.
And this is the black chrome.
That's the black chrome.
Yeah, it's
I don't think
very,
they
very
can
shiny.
hear. The mic's here. Can they hear you? Can you guys hear him?
Very shiny, very pretty. So
We'll shut the show down there.
if you guys, oh yeah, sorry about that. If you guys are interested in those, everything is linked in the description below. Like I said, the wheels are phenomenal. You can just feel the finish. The finish is super
And
smooth.
Ed was there. He's telling us how he does this. He puts this initial 2 mil finish on it to start it off with, so that the PVD finish will grab it, and then he actually puts it in an oven and he bakes it for a certain amount of time. So the longer you put it in that oven for, the darker it gets. So that one shade of chrome here can be very many different shades of chrome depending on how long you have it in that oven. So I thought it was either chrome, black chrome, or regular chrome. It's actually, you can actually adjust that, and he can, if you don't like it, right, he can make it shinier or closer to the black chrome.
Yeah.
What are they saying?
So like I said, General Lee said Mike's trying to show off his guns. They're not back yet. When they're back, I'll show them off. I am going to the gym pretty often now, though.
But yes, Mark and Kerry like chrome. And you get those standard silver wheels in chrome, it just changes the whole look, if you ask me.
All right, one more quick thing, and then we are back to the news. And this is the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame Museum. Look at this donations. It's up to $713,000 now. I think we've got 12 days left in this one. It ends on August 11th, and then they'll do the drawing on the 17th. So, guys, if you haven't gotten your tickets, get them now. You get 40% more for your money.
40%.
Because you are a Brinkofspeed watcher. Click what I just clicked on, or any of these. Put your information in. Click continue. Go ahead and put your credit card information, and you're entered to win this brand new 2024 Z06 with a Z07 performance package plus $25,000. It's a convertible. It's torch red. It's absolutely beautiful, and it looks like it's got the carbon flash, carbon fiber painted wheels on it. So you got super light wheels. Beautiful, beautiful car.
That was a pretty hefty MSRP, I'm sure.
Yeah, I would guess
150,
160. Yeah, because it's
got the
convertible.
wheels. Yeah, it's convertible.
So
with
probably
the wheels,
mid 150s to 160.
Yep.
Oh, and the Z07 package.
Okay.
So it's probably in the mid 160s, actually.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a hefty build. So that is also linked in the description below. All right, we're going to get back to the main subject. And we're going to talk about variants. And we're going to talk about how the 2025 ZR1 engine broke dynos. Did you guys hear Taz talk about that?
Yeah, it was so interesting that they didn't even have a dyno that could go over 1,000, and then they they had to get a better dyno, and then it was 1,000, then it broke the dyno.
Yeah.
He said one of the engines got ripped off of the dyno.
Yeah, ripped off the dyno. And
can you imagine? I'd like film on that one where they're testing an engine at 7,000 RPM, 1,000 horsepower, and that thing lets loose on the dyno. Mm-hmm. Holy!
It'd be scary, but I mean, there's like bulletproof glass and everything.
I guess. I mean, you've seen some of those bad videos on YouTube where car lets go on a dyno, and that's just horrific. I mean, that's just total destruction.
So this is on the car and driver video. I like the guy that was interviewing him. He did a good job.
Yeah.
And he actually asked, so was the engineer like all excited? And Taz was like, yeah, it was like high fives all around.
That they broke the dyno.
They broke the dyno.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine?
Cracked me up. So that is impressive that, I mean.
I didn't realize dynos had a limit.
I didn't either. I thought.
Put more brake on
a dyno and it just did its thing with however much horsepower
that is crazy.
The engine had. Okay.
They must have called the company and said, hey, Bob, you got a dyno that can do 1,000 horsepower? We got, well, no, it's not for any reason. It's not for our new engine.
Exactly.
Just want to make sure.
Just want to make sure. Do you got something over 1,060 maybe?
Right. Exactly. Can it go to 1,100?
That's right.
Let's just say it was 1,064. Could I handle it?
Oh, that's great. But it's so interesting that also in the interview they talked about the motor and how the engineer, I don't know if you want to talk more about Taj, but the engine, the motor.
No, go ahead.
He goes, this is not an LT6 with turbochargers. He says that in the video.
Taj says that.
Not Taj, the guy for vehicle engine development. It's a separate interview.
Yeah, that was
done.
actually, I saw that.
Yeah, I saw that.
And he goes,
yeah,
this is not an LT6 with turbochargers. We're like, what? It kind of is. He says there's new rods, new pistons. The pins are different from the two. They have beefier rods. They've got stronger wrist pins, different heads. So it's not literally his LT6 with the turbocharger strapped on. It is a newly engineered motor. It is 5.5 and it is flat plane crank.
Correct.
But it is just the combustion chambers are completely different.
Well, yeah, they had to change a bunch of things.
Yeah, so they change a bunch of things.
Just like the transmission is different too.
Transmission's beefier too, yes. So it's just so interesting how, okay, it's just an LT6 and throw a bunch of turbochargers on it like... Amelia might have thrown on her car, and it's totally re-engineered.
Totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally different. All right, so will there be variants? This is also on CorvetteBlogger.com. This is really great. I think most of us on here pretty much knew that there was going to be at least one more variant, and that variant we all predicted or thought would be a Zora, which was going to be the ZR1 with the E-Ray front motor, and then it was just going to be crazy, crazy. But we thought that was going to get us to 1,000 horsepower. Well, once we all started adding up the two powers, 160 and 1,064, we knew it was 1,224. So Corvette Blogger put on here, hey, you heard it first here, the new Zora will make 1,224 horsepower, and that's the lowest it should make.
Keith, where'd you get your intelligence from?
It could be more than that, guys. But the whole point of this, showing you this, is if you scroll down, you'll see a video from Motor One. Actually, does this not have the Motor One video on it? Maybe it doesn't. Anyway, there is a Motor One video. I thought it was on this article. Maybe it's on Mid-Engine Corvette Forum. But I'll show you a little piece of that video because I have it pulled up. But Motor One does a couple of different videos, and one of them that you're going to want to click on has the LT7 as the thumbnail. That's the one that you want to click on. That, I don't know, 20, 21-year-old kid that's interviewing Taj. He's got a backpack on. He gets Taj to tell him quite a few things that make us know there's definitely more variants coming, and it's really great.
At first, you're looking at that video going, who is this high schooler with the ball cap and the backpack? He was a plant, man. He was good. He knew what questions to ask. He either was playing dumb or he was dumb, and he stumbled onto the questions. Yeah. But he got Taj to say a few things, just hints. He didn't say anything, but just gave him hints about future stuff, right?
Yeah,
he did a good job.
He obviously said this isn't the most power. What was his exact words?
Future product.
Yeah, but there was something else he said about, obviously, there's more power coming.
So that, of course, says that there's another variant coming, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to this being it. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe if Corvette Blogger is still on, maybe he'll tell me where that video is on his site. I thought it was on his site. But
Motor 1.
Yeah. So let me go to the actual video because this is it right here. No thanks. Let's make it big screened. And I'll just play
There's the kid.
This is
Looks
the
like
kid.
he's off
I'm
the
not going to
street.
play a lot of this because I don't want copyright issues.
I'm sure
I
you
just
wouldn't
want
mind
to
that.
show you the exact video of what it is. I don't know the exact timeline because what I saw it on was actually Instagram. It was a vertical video that they had built off of this video showing the 4 things that basically Taz said that make us know there's variants coming. But this is it. It was a reel on Instagram.
Pretty good one.
This is the actual real video. So if you guys want to see exactly what
After
Taz
a
said,
ton of
you
teasers
can
and
find it on
ATVM,
Instagram,
the
but
ZR1
this is the
Corvette
whole
is
video.
finally
So
here. It's not
check it
surprising
out.
it's the most
really
powerful
good.
There's the short shows like 5.
That's what I'm saying. 4 things.
Four things
yeah.
that he rings a bell, ding, ding,
Yep.
ding. Or the 4 things, hints of the future. And gee, can you fit an electric motor in there?
Right. Exactly. So
Tej goes, well, we did that, yeah.
So yeah, everything we've been told about the ZR1 has been accurate so far. To me, it would only make sense if they did the E-Ray motor up front for the Zora, and then probably added even more than that 160 horsepower. But who knows? Maybe
Well,
it
so
will
my
just
question
be,
is, there you've got that big heat exchanger scoop on the front hood now, which takes away the. So where's the motor?
Well, the motor's small because think about it. I still have my front trunk.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, you
So,
still have it, so
yeah.
that motor can still fit in
It
there.
can still fit in there.
Okay, I
Yeah.
was thinking the ZR1 was it because they can't fit the motor in there because they've got that front. But you're right.
But
there you go.
But the real question of the night is, will there be a Grand Sport? Because that's what everybody is saying. There's not going to just be a Zora. We're going to have a Grand Sport as well. The thing that I just can't get my brain to come up with, though, is what they would do different on the Grand Sport than they've done in the past. And I don't think
It would be the E-Ray wide body without the electric part. It's just a wide body, right? And
yeah, but what good
why?
is, I mean,
yeah, it's just that kind of waters down the wide body for the E-Ray, the ZR1, and the Zora.
Sells
and
cars, though.
06. It does sell cars. It could be in the sweet spot of $90,000. So yeah, I think that I just have to do a lot of thinking. I'm not going to say I'll come up with exactly what it would be, but I like to use my imagination
Yeah.
and try and come up with what I think
Yeah.
the Grand Sport could be that would make it much better than just the Grand Sports of the past. To me, the Grand Sports of the past were pretty cool because there wasn't 2 more variants past it. It was just the Z06 came out, then you got a Grand Sport, and then a ZR1. Okay.
Now you've got the E-Ray.
Now you got the E-Ray
Grand Sport,
that we
Zora.
thought was replacing the Grand Sport.
Yeah.
So we're not going to want a boring 495 horsepower LT2 in a Grand Sport. I can tell you that much right now. I'm not saying the LT2 is boring. It's just going to be boring for that car. I love the
Not
LT2.
new, nothing new. Yeah.
I love the Stingray. I would own a Stingray again by itself. I don't need all that extra power. But for a Grand Sport to cost, 90, 95, whatever they're going to make it cost, let's make it more power at least. If you're going to keep an LT2, maybe call it an LT3 and make it 540 horsepower, 550 horsepower.
Active
something
Aero.
like that.
Do something different with
Something.
it. Yeah. But that C6 Grand Sport was wonderful. And
Glass City says a turbo
6.2 Grand
6.2
Sport.
liter. Professor Corvette, BOS 4.0 equals ZR1. By the way, guys, thank you for the thumbs up. I really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
give the thumbs up.
If you haven't smashed it, please do so.
Got hundreds of people on here. Let's get everybody to thumbs up.
Keith French is on. Welcome. Came a little late.
Yeah.
Grand Sport will be supercharged.
Diego's
according to
on.
Joe Lamb.
So what did Joe say?
What do you think? Supercharged.
Supercharged.
I mean, they've been there, done that. I think they went twin turbo on the ZR1 to kind of get off of the whole supercharger thing. Plus, turbos are just cooler because of the thrust. That thing creates 37 pounds.
I was going to say 37 pounds of thrust like a jet engine.
Yes.
I never
What if
heard.
they put the LT4 in a Grand Sport?
I mean, they could, but then we're talking supercharged again.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could.
But, they supposedly were testing that, right? But that's a conversation.
Well, they were testing an LT5.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, they were
which
doing
is
this
755.
Right, no, they wouldn't do that.
ZR1
No.
engine. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to do that. Now, they could really blow our minds and put a LS7 in it. That would be sweet. If they put an LS7 and beefed
What was the
it up,
LS7 again?
505 horsepower, 7-liter.
Was that the Z06 motor from
Yep.
the C6?
Yep.
Yeah.
They
Yep.
could do that. They could bring the LS7 back, call it an LS8 or something like that. Make it 550 horsepower instead of 495 and give us the amazing 7-liter V8 again.
So in the
Naturally
last
aspirated.
year of production, or the last several years of production for C8, you'd have the Stingray, the E-Ray, the Zora, the ZR1,
Z06,
the Z06,
and the Grand Sport.
and the Grand Sport. Man, can you imagine working at that plant? I remember they had the wrong seats in the car. One of the car had the different colors. Could you imagine they got a turbocharger on this and a supercharger
Put the wrong
on that
engine in
one?
the wrong car.
Wrong engine in the wrong car. Can you imagine the complexity?
So Joe Lamb says the E-Ray's going away once the Zora comes out. Okay, maybe.
What'll go away? The ZR1?
No, the E-Ray.
The E-Ray will go
Yep.
away.
I mean, that would not surprise me.
How many E-Rays have they made so far?
Hey, save that. Well,
For
no,
the
you
trivia?
can't.
No, that's too easy.
Too much time.
Yeah,
No,
People,
it's too
time
easy.
now.
No, the
Yeah.
Supercar Ranch will just Google
he's
it.
not even
He's
on
not
here.
on here
Oh,
tonight.
good.
Watch him
Supercar
come
Ranch
in
is
the last
out.
Yeah,
10 minutes just
exactly.
for that.
Just-
You're
to do
out,
that.
Supercar Ranch. But no, I mean, it's only like 700 cars, right? So it's like, I think they need to get more money out of that car before they halt it.
Yeah.
How many do you think? That's a trivia question.
I've
actually.
got-
How many cars do you think they'll make by the end of the 2024 model year? Wasn't it on that list from
1145 is what they said.
1145.
Yeah.
I think
E-Rays.
E-Rays, yeah.
total E-Rays for
Yeah.
the model year. That's
Where
not
was
much.
the Z06 at?
I think
Over
The house
10,
in
over 10,000.
7,000 or something. What was it?
I'm going to make a little bit of a prediction. I think after a year of videos on the E-Ray, I think it's going to start selling better. I really do.
Making them more. They'd sell every single one they'd make.
No,
They
I
just
know.
can't make
I
them.
think they're going to make way more and sell way more.
Okay, you think they'll
I
make
think
one?
people are going to turn around on the E-Ray and they're going to figure out what I figured out, which is this car is unbelievable.
Yeah.
It has basically 0 downs and all ups. There's not really any downfalls at
And
all.
I can attest to that because he
It's-
took me on a little joyride before the show.
It's crazy.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Yep.
I guess there is one downfall. The one downfall is it doesn't sound like a LT6. That's the one downfall.
That's a big one.
Is what?
That is a big one
That it's
to
what?
a group of people.
What?
You are correct.
That what?
That it doesn't sound like an LT6.
Yeah,
But
I know it does, but I like it. It sounds like the LT2. I love the push rod, the high torque, low
And there's a
rev
lot
engine.
of people out there that love that.
Love
and
that.
Then,
And then that's why the E-Ray is so cool
And then
because
what'd
the
you think
E-Ray
of the
picks-
electric sound?
The electric picks it up.
what'd you think of that sound?
That's amazing. It sounds like Star Wars in that.
You know what? You know what it reminds me more of than everybody was saying Transformers, and it kind of does remind me of that. But you know what it reminds me of even more than Transformers? The Batmobile
Yeah.
Oh,
from like the '90s.
With
When
Michael
he
Keaton
when he would rip in that, you'd hear that little.
whirring.
That's what it reminds me of.
Yep. Yep.
And so ever since I thought of that, I've been like, this thing sounds awesome.
He goes, "What's your name?" I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
But
Seriously,
yeah.
it is a very, very cool car.
And
so
that LT2 engine is rock
it's
solid.
amazing.
It's
It's
rock
amazing.
solid. I remember when they were doing the testing on it before they released it. You know, so the videos, they said, you know, they'd blow up an LT1 motor every now and then when they were testing the C7.
Sure.
They couldn't. They had no motors blowing up on
Yeah.
the. That's when the engineers were just pounding on the car. So that motor's
And
rock solid.
you forget how good it sounds stock until like yesterday when I was driving next to Tweety's Stingray.
Yeah, he has an exhaust on it.
No.
Oh.
It's a Z51 Stingray.
Okay,
So
all
it
right.
has my same exhaust.
Okay.
I'm driving next to him filming rolling shots, and I was just like, man, that sounds so good stock.
Yeah.
It's one of the best sounding stock
Yes.
exhausts that
Yeah.
they've ever built, you know?
Yep.
So, yeah, it's an amazing car in all ways. So is a Stingray, and so is a Z06.
But they have, and like you said, at the last year of the body style, they're gonna have that many. I just don't know how they'll. The factory
I don't
keeps
know.
up with it.
By the way, Texas Clay, how
Each one of those comes as a convertible, by the way. So you got those 7. How many was those 7? Plus a convertible and a coupe version of each one.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the parts list, the master parts catalog that you have to go through all those? Oh my.
okay,
Sorry.
Texas Clay, please let us know how your Z06 is doing. It's in the shop, or it was in the shop, so let us know how it's doing. Chicks dig the car. Which car are you talking about, Keith?
Anything that starts with Corvette. Yeah, Keith. What? Dig the car. Yes. Keith's
yeah.
got to get his CC2 up and running. Keith, get that thing up and running. Drive it to Carlisle.
What could GM do to make this car the ultimate variant, the ultimate C8 variant? And I'm talking about the Grand Sport, because if you watch Rick Connie, I don't know why I couldn't think of his name for a second. If you watch Rick Connie, every time he talks about the Grand Sport, he gets real excited and giddy. And he says, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be the best-selling C8 variant out when it comes out.
He said that. How about the
Oh,
Grand
yeah.
Sport? So
Yeah,
he's pretty
He's
rock
confident.
solid that thing's coming out.
So what could they be doing to this thing to make it where people are like, no, I'm not getting the Stingray. No, I'm not getting the Z06. No, I'm not getting the E-Ray. No, I'm not getting the ZR1. No, I'm not getting the Zora. I'm getting the Grand Sport. What is it?
It's just a wide
Because he
Stingray.
says it's going to outsell all the rest of the models.
Well, I
So-
wonder how many Stingrays they'd end up selling at that point, because they'd
I
have
don't
all those different models. The Stingray would be a way of GM getting a little bit more money out of the wide body that they've already designed and engineered and have ready to go.
Yeah.
They just drop the 2LT.
Thank you, Derek Taylor, for
LT2 engine in
the
it.
super sticker. It's going well. My next question to you guys is, who on here is seriously buying a ZR1? Like, they're doing everything it takes. They've done everything it took for probably a year or two to make sure that they get a ZR1 as soon as it comes out. Who on here? I'd love to know. Now, if you're going to tell me, hey, I just got on a list a couple months ago or a month ago or whatever, I don't know how you're going to get a ZR1. I'm not sure that that's going to guarantee you a ZR1. Joey B, that doesn't surprise me.
Do you really think it's going to be a 2025? I mean, don't we think? I mean, every car that they've
Well,
announced.
let's let
has
them
been-
answer this first.
All right.
Jumping the gun.
Sorry.
neighbor Mark.
Sorry. Oh,
And
maybe
then-
the Grand Sport will be manual, says Trevor. Nah, it's
No.
not going to happen.
I wish, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Trevor,
and then
keep
who
dreaming.
on here really wants a ZR1, but they are willing to push that to the side and wait for the Zora because they really want the Zora the most?
God.
Dr. Corvette will get one. One?
Wow. That's crazy.
Is he still on here?
I don't think he was on tonight.
Yeah, I saw him on earlier.
Really?
Yep. He was on earlier. I will sell my kidney for the ZR1. Seriously, yeah. I mean, The Stingray's amazing. In
You
fact,
can sell your house, everything. You may not going to get one
Yeah, you
because
may
who
not
knows
get one.
the availability of it, how
Right.
long it took to get the Z06,
right.
right? And what do you think? I mean, you think they're going to be limiting the production on it, like certain number, or will they make as
It's
many
too
as they
hard
can
to tell.
order?
Way too hard to tell what's going to happen.
Because you could say no, I'll wait for the Zora, but Zora's going to be like maybe one of 50 or one of 500. Nah, maybe not. I mean, they got to get their engineering money out of it. So,
Yep.
I mean, the Z01, I mean, the Zora is going to be the Z01 with 160 more horsepower, right?
Well, that's the assumption.
That's the assumption.
Unless
But
they
there
have
was people, and Greg Lee was making a point, could be the Z06 with the E-Ray front motor and call that the Zora.
Could be.
Could
but
be.
Oh,
I don't see that happening. But
the Zora's got to
Could
have
be.
the highest horsepower because it's the Zora.
or
you would
maybe,
think.
hey, maybe the Grand Sport
With what?
is the Z06 with the E-Ray front motor. I don't know why they would put a Grand Sport above a Z06,
Yeah.
but it wouldn't be quite above it because it'd be heavier, so it wouldn't be quite a track beast like the Z06. That's what the Z06 is all about. It's a track beast. So the Grand Sport could just be
That's what.
a flat plane crank, high revving LT6 with the Grand Sport or with the E-Ray front motor.
Sean Jones and Glenn Foster pretty much said it almost at the same time. Watch, the Zora will be the SUV and we'll all be
Yeah,
pissed.
there you go.
We'll all be pissed. God darn it, that's not what I meant. No,
That's
I meant
hilarious.
Grand Sport.
And we'll all get invited to the unveiling.
Right.
It's going to be so awesome.
Yeah.
And we're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
neighbor
remember-
Mark has one of these at home. It's just
Can
30
you
years old.
imagine if we all got invited like that and then they unveiled it and brought out an SUV?
Right. A
Yeah.
trailblazer,
And
basically.
we're like,
Yep.
no!
I came all this way.
And it's fully electric, too.
Right.
Oh, boy. Do you remember, was a Motor Trend or Car
man.
and Driver had it on the cover of their magazine and said it's coming for 2025?
What?
The Corvette SUV.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It looked
They
really
had it,
cool,
yeah.
too. They had that cool rendering of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a very cool
yeah.
rendering.
Boy, that's so much for Intel, huh?
Yeah.
Everybody's got a guy.
Yep. All right. Let's give something away. Do we have something to give away?
T-shirts, just whatever. So we've got plenty.
Is Supercar Ranch on?
No.
Good.
Next week, I have a surprise for everybody, for you guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do something really cool next week.
Okay.
Okay, so Keith said worst reveal ever again.
Keith.
Maybe you're talking about the Zora would be the worst if they brought out the SUV instead of amazing car with 1,200 horsepower.
Keith, he cut and pasted that worst reveal
that's
ever.
hilarious.
He's probably repeated that several hundred times.
You have a good question?
I mean, I've got a question. First of all, Keith, you're not allowed to answer, okay? You have to hold yourself back. And I've saved a question for Supercar Ranch because he's going to be mad because he won't get this one. Okay. So, what do you think about that one?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. What % of the Corvettes are sold by the top 10 dealers? You always see Keith puts out his top 10 dealers list of the number 1 McMulkin down to the bottom, number 10. They sell a bunch of Corvettes.
Yeah.
What % of the Corvettes do they sell?
That's a great
compared
question.
to the total Corvettes that are sold.
All right, we got answers rolling in.
Top 10 dealers.
That's a really good question.
I work on this. Believe me, that's my job.
I do believe you.
Sometimes
You're
I
great.
pick up the wheels, and all week long, I'm constantly thinking about what question am I going
He
to
said
ask.
sometimes I pick up the wheels.
Sometimes I'm not doing it this week, but I always think, what question can I ask that's not Googleable, or that Keith won't know, or
We've
that
got
Keith won't
some
answer?
good answers coming in so far.
Yep. Remember, the top 10, they get what you think is the lion's share of all,
All right,
the Corvettes.
so far, just so you know, we have 2 people, 1 away. 3 people, 1 away.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know the answer. I'm trying to guess in my head. I think it's a big number, but maybe it's not as big.
So if
People are skirting the number, aren't they?
If somebody gets the exact number in the next 10 seconds,
9, 8, 7,
not, we're gonna
6,
have to-
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
oh my gosh.
Did he get it?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that
Buzzer
looks like,
beater?
Hang on.
Buzzer
And-
beater. And
Yeah,
it.
you're good. Okay, it's ended.
So you would think that the top 10 dealers, I mean, they sell thousands of Corvettes, right? But there are thousands of dealers out there. So this number was a lot lower than I thought it was.
So it's 16%.
Really? Okay.
They
Wow.
only
The
sell
first person that got
16%.
super close was Poon Poon Smith.
Always in there.
Yeah. But
14, 15s.
I don't know how Keith French got this.
He probably looked at the numbers real quick because it was a late entry. So he was doing the Google thing and he was looking at the numbers.
I think he won, though. Because he put 15.8.
15.8. It's
Yeah.
16%. So,
That's-
yeah. So
Keith French won.
Keith French won.
Yeah.
We should probably put a timer on it the next time so they can't go to Keith's website, CorvetteBlogger.com.
You know,
and add
Keith
up his
French is the
numbers.
one that said, he
What?
gave us the idea while we were in Louisiana.
What?
He said, you guys should ask questions that can't be Googled.
Well, no crap, okay? You know how hard that is with AI now? You can literally ask a question. What was Zora thinking in 1959 when what brand of cigarette did he smoke? It's like, it's out there now. So it's very difficult to come
What
up
was
with
his brain
questions.
thinking
What was he thinking? What was
when he went to bed on the night of
Yes, and
September
it's out there.
5th,
If somebody wrote about
1969.
it, they've got these supercomputing AI super data centers now that
Oh my
are
gosh.
compiling all this information.
So yeah, congratulations, Keith. I think he won something last week.
I don't remember.
I mean, he won a shirt.
Yep. The
Yeah.
first answer, yeah, somebody might have said 16, but it wasn't before
Yeah, it wasn't
15.8.
yeah. I hit end,
Yeah, you hit end.
and if you look through the,
And you could have said 16, but that was not.
Keith, remind us, is it XL you wear or double XL?
I think it's XL he wears.
I think I've got a shirt for him.
All right, there you go. So
I
anyway.
sent him an XL because that's all you had.
Keith, just confirm that. Really?
Yeah, of the one that I sent him.
Remind me today. I need to give you some more.
Okay.
Okay, XL. Okay, I've got a shirt for you.
If you guys can come up with trivia questions and send them to me, but it's tough. It's tough to find them.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. You guys are always amazing. Thank you for all your interaction. Thank you for the one super chat that we got tonight. Appreciate it. And if you guys are new to the channel, we do this every Wednesday night. It's called Octane Hour. It's at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you haven't joined the Brinkofspeed community, make sure you go to my channel, click that red subscribe button, and subscribe. That way you know when these are coming out. But you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening, and we'll see you guys on the next